So to get a better understanding on the current and future situation, we want to turn out to the CEO of MirYam Institute, Mr. Benjamin Anthony. Mr. Anthony, thank you very much for your time tonight. Well, it is a classic catch-22 here, so to speak. Hamas violates and Israel responds. Well, Israel might be the one to overdo it, let's put it that way. Hamas violates and Israel stays silent, goes without saying. So what is the way out here?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for having me. It's great to see you. And look, I personally think that we have to be honest about it. There is not a ceasefire in play at the moment. What there is a shifting in the nature of the combat and the conflict that is taking place inside the Gaza Strip. Namely, it has moved to a classic guerrilla terror campaign against a standing military. I've always said militaries need to either be on the move forward or moving backward. It's always inhibitive to a country's goal when a military is static. And Israel has the IDF, for reasons that we all understand, in a static position in an effort to uphold the ceasefire. Hamas, however, has broken the ceasefire. Everybody should be clear about it. It is firing on our troops. It has killed a member of the reserves in recent days. It is not returning our deceased hostages, which was an integral condition for this ceasefire agreement. It still holds 13 bodies, as everybody is likely aware. That was a vital aspect of bringing the GANs to a position of silence. And most disturbingly, in my opinion, they are reconstituting themselves. They are searching, for example, for bodies beyond the yellow line, which is the Israeli buffer zone as it currently stands, the point to which we withdrew in order to bring about the ceasefire. They are ostensibly searching for the bodies of the deceased beyond the yellow line under the supervision of the hapless Red Cross, and they are taking that opportunity not to search for bodies, but actually to unearth the weapons caches that they believe are there in that territory. So this is not a ceasefire that's holding, I'm afraid, and what I believe Hamas is doing finally is it's in the business of testing just what the limits are on the part of Prime Minister Netanyahu and the Israeli government, wherein they seek to at once satisfy the domestic constituents in Israel and the right wing of the coalition, and also to satisfy President Donald Trump, who has staked a lot of political capital on this ceasefire, not only holding, but actually birthing a full peace deal, which seems very, very unlikely.
A whole lot, if I may. But what might be a tell to the way out is what we've heard from Hamas official Mahmoud Nazal today, talking about the Israeli discourse, the Israeli threats to expand beyond the yellow line. And he's saying, well, now that's a violation, as in, and correct me if I'm wrong, we've hit a nerve here. Dismantling tunnels or air bombing means not territory, however, speaks volume.
Well, you know, again, I think we have to go back to what the initial parameters of this ceasefire deal and what was marketed as a peace agreement were. It was very clear there was supposed to be what began as a 21-point deal. It was then reduced down to a 20-point deal. But that deal was supposed to be a deal in totality, a one and done, if you like. It was not supposed to be broken into phases. It has been broken into phases. There's phase one and then a second phase. But integral within phase one was the return of all of our living hostages. So we are delighted that we got the 20 living hostages back, something many thought was not possible. And phase two is Hamas dismantling and the Gaza Strip being demilitarized. Those are the phases. Hamas is in breach of phase one, and therefore I think it's only natural that if Hamas will not demilitarize, then the IDF has to go in and destroy these tunnels and this terror infrastructure, incidentally, particularly but not exclusively around the area of Rafah, which they want to reopen in order to bring contraband for Hamas from the Sinai Peninsula.
Mr. Benjamin Anthony, is it indicative of the heightened tensions we are witnessing recently? No, are we blinded again by this deceiving quiet, or is Israel going to do the dirty work for others?
Well, you know, when it comes to dismantling terror operatives, whether that be in southern Lebanon or in the Gaza Strip, I actually don't think that the IDF undertaking that work is doing the dirty work of others. I know that the German Chancellor made mention of that when it came to us striking against Iran's nuclear weapons facilities and program in the heart of Iran. But when it comes to what's right on our borders, I think it's absolutely our obligation to enforce our security requirements. And people need to recognize the same conversation is live in Gaza and it's being mirrored inside Lebanon. The idea that somebody else is going to dismantle these terror organizations, if not the Israel Defense Forces, is false. It is a completely absurd idea. I don't see any real precedent for it. In Gaza, this so-called international force will not break apart Hamas. And in southern Lebanon, there's a little bit more of a reason for optimism, ironically, because the Lebanese president has said that he wants exclusive control of the arms. But if he's not going to do it, again, we have to do it. It's not the dirty work of others. I would disagree with that. It's absolutely essential, however, to your point, that the mindset of the defense establishment is where there is a threat, it will be eliminated and taken out immediately. It will not be absorbed, it will not be digested, and it will not be tolerated.
CEO of the MirYam Institute, Mr. Benjamin Anthony, thank you, as always, for your time and your insight. We appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.